Well, we got bad news for the Civic Si. Well, sort of. So welcome back everyone, my name is Kamil and this is my 2024 Honda Civic Si. And in today's video, I'll be doing a little review of having the car for over 2 years now. And I'll tell you the things I like about this car and the things I do not like about this car. So without making the intro way too long, subscribe if you're new and let's get right into the video. Alright, so from the intro, I said there's something wrong with it, and yes, it has something to do with the engine, so let me show you guys that right now. I'm going to pop the hood open real quick. Okay, so we have a leak, and hopefully you guys can see this with the camera, but it seems like the gasket is leaking. So a few weeks ago when I was doing an oil change, everything was wet around here, greasy. It looked like oil, and I'm sure it was oil because it had a darkish color to it. And so obviously we cleaned it off, but that's the one thing I'm very worried about. And I'll pop a picture up here for you guys. This is what the tray looked like when I was changing the oil. So that obviously is not a good thing, and we actually took this car to the dealership, to my local Honda, and so we told them about the problem, and they told us that they're going to, take it in and check it out. And so when we took the car to the dealership, they said they were going to do a test on it. I'm not really sure what it was, but I think it's a substance that they put into the oil or something, and then they have like a blue light flashlight to see if there's any leaks around the engine bay, and I think that's the method they use. I'm not sure what it's called, forgive me for that, but they did that and they said they found nothing, which is quite odd because obviously there's a leak, and it's a pretty bad leak. You can see it. And even though it's not a very big problem, it is, because they said there isn't a leak, but there is a leak. So something isn't right here. And I've seen a decent amount of other Civic Si owners that have had problems like this and had different colored smoke coming out of the exhaust because of this. And it obviously all starts right here in the engine bay. So yeah, I don't really know what to call this, but yeah, now let me tell you guys things I like about the car, and then later on I'll give you guys a few more things that I do not really like about this car and that Honda should fix. So let me close the hood real quick. Okay, so for the pros, there's a lot of them. This car is phenomenal, and let's go inside and let me show you guys a few of those things. Okay, so first off, as you guys can see, the interior is beautiful. You have red and black accents all over the car, including the dash, the door panels, the gauge cluster. This is just insane. And even the shifter. But let me start the car and show you what I really like about this car. Make sure it's in neutral. Okay. Plug my radar detector so it's not loud. Turn this off. So the thing I want to talk about is this screen over here. So the Civic Si comes with a 16-inch display screen right over here, as you guys can see. And then we also have a nice little gauge cluster that is half digital and half stationary. So as you can see on the left side, you can actually use the steering wheel buttons to navigate through and change how the screen looks like. You can do no content and make it so that there's literally nothing and just your RPM gauge. However, on the right side, you can't actually do anything with it. I'm not really sure you can see the separation line right over here, but this is a little bit blue because it's a screen. This is also a screen, but just stationary. You can't do anything with it. But with this, you can do a lot of different things with it. So that's one thing I really like about this car, is that you have an electronic digital gauge cluster and you can see a lot of different things within it. And I know I'm talking a lot about this, but here, let me show you a few little things. This shows you your range, your MPG, how many miles you did on your trip A, your trip B. You can obviously reset it by clicking this and then going up and then just clicking reset. Super simple. And you have your speed and time. If you want to go to the track, you can obviously use your turbo gauge. You can go down to navigation and it'll show you a little compass, throttle and brake pressure. So if I press on my brake, as you can see, this is going to go up, and same with the gas. G meter, this is what you can use when you're on the track. It's super cool if you want to see how many G's this car actually pushes. And then you have stopwatch, which is another thing you can use on the track. As you can see right there, stopwatch, you can measure your time and you can actually save it. So if you start it and stop it, and then it goes away, just go to your history and it'll be right there for you to see. I was first talking about this and I get distracted, but let's talk about this for a little bit. This screen right here has a lot of different options, and as you can see, go to the home menu. This is your main little area. You have general settings and vehicle settings. So what I like to use is these two right over here, and let's start off with general settings. So this is where you can connect your phone to the car by clicking on connections and then Bluetooth. And as you can see, you can pair new devices, delete them, and add new ones. And you can also do a few other things. So if you go to sound, you can adjust your bass and treble and other little things. And this is one thing that I really like about the car, this little thing right over here. So when you're listening to music, you can make it so that you're getting all of the music. And if you want to be nice, you can obviously adjust it for it to be in the center, so everybody receives the same amount of music. So yeah, these are the boring little things. But now, let me show you what I really like about this. Let me show you this real quick, vehicle settings. So the vehicle settings is essentially the brain of your car. And what I mean by that is you can do a whole lot of things with this. You can adjust your meter setup. You can make it so that when you walk out your car, it automatically locks after a set amount of time. You can make it so that when you unlock the door, all of them open up, or only this one opens up. You can even turn off rev match system or turn it on if you want to, which is huge for these newer cars because older cars didn't have this. And if you don't know what rev match is, it's essentially when you're driving your car and you want to downshift, right? And when you downshift, you usually press in the clutch, shift down, and then tap on the gas pedal to give it a little bit of gas to bip. That essentially helps you while driving. And let me show you what I mean by that. So let's say you're driving in fourth gear, right? You're in fourth gear and you want to downshift. You would usually press the clutch in and then you would shift downwards, bip the gas pedal, and release your clutch so that the RPMs match with the downshift. It essentially just helps you downshift cleaner and makes your life a lot easier. But I have this off because I do not like doing this. I actually enjoy driving the car and I like having it off. So yeah, this is a little bit boring, but let me actually tell you why I love this. Apple CarPlay. Who doesn't love CarPlay? You can be in your car, phone will automatically connect to the car, and you can listen to your own music, you can talk to people through the phone, you can do so many things. You have your navigation, your Waze, your Google Maps, Apple Maps, whatever it may be. It's super, super helpful, and that's honestly one of the best things that these newer cars have is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto or whatever other options there are, but I use Apple CarPlay, so yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to turn the car off and tell you guys a few more things I like about it. So one of the biggest things is going to be the sunroof. Don't mind the car, I did not wash it. I know it's kind of dirty, okay? But okay, this is the sunroof right over here. And if we go in here, you can actually move this over and bam, we have a beautiful sunroof above our heads. And if you want to open the sunroof up, all you have to do is either push up and the top opens up, or you can push in and the whole thing is going to open up just like this. So it's very nice having a sunroof. As you can see, you can look up and just enjoy this view. But all jokes aside, this is very convenient. It's super cool to have. You can let in a lot of natural light, and for whatever other reasons you may like it for, it's great. And another thing I love about this car is the drive modes. So as you can see, if I go up, we are going to have sport, and then go up one more time, you have individual. And within this, you can customize this, and you can make the steering, or you can make the engine either in sports or normal mode. And then same with the steering. You can make it more sturdy and harder to move, or you can make it gentle and very easy to use. So I like having my steering in normal and then my engine in sport, but I usually just drive in sports mode because this is my favorite one, and then this is the normal mode, which when you turn the car on, it's automatically in this mode, so you don't have to do anything to actually enable it. And now let me tell you guys some things I do not like about this car. So first off is the start stop. When you turn your car on and you're going and you get to a stop sign, let's say, and you come to a complete stop, your car is going to turn off. Well, not really, but the starter motor is going to shut off and make the car completely quiet, turning the engine completely off. And I really do not like this. A lot of car enthusiasts also hate this option. We wish that the SI, since it is a sports car of the Hondas, they should have not put the engine start stop in here. They should have just made it completely out so that it didn't have this option, because we do not like this. But if you're driving and you want this to not engage while you're stopping, all you have to do is click on this button or put your car into sports mode, and it will automatically disable the start and stop option. So yeah, I wish they never added this, but it is what it is. It's 2024. Well, now it's 2026, but this car is a 24 and it's newer, so most new cars have this, which sucks, but it is what it is. I'm sweating. It's like 90 degrees outside right now. But the next thing that I do not like about this car is the rattleness and the cheap materials that Honda used to make this car. So we know that this is an SI, so this and the Type R are the high-end sport cars for Honda. And as you guys can see right over here, I hear that when I'm driving at times. Like when you're driving on a road, even without potholes, like a normal straight road like this right over here, asphalt, you can still hear this at times. And this is another thing that I do not like, the pillar. You can hear this at times rattling and making like a weird noise. And same with this side and same with that side. So I don't know if the Type R also does this and has this, but we do not like this as Civic owners. And I don't know if the Type R also experiences these issues. So if there's somebody that has the Type R watching this video, please comment down below and let me know, because I'm curious. But as Civic Si owners, we do not like this, and anyone else with a car that has problems like this, you probably don't like it as well. So hopefully in the newer SIs, they make the quality higher and they maybe use more glue or whatever to fix this issue. Maybe not more glue, but you get what I'm saying. And now for the next thing I do not like about this car is the badge. So as you guys know, this comes stock with the car, has a nice red accent to it. However, this comes with this. And I obviously bought this aftermarket. This is a nice red badge that I got for the front, for the back, and I'll be making a new video soon on this. I have to replace it because obviously the aftermarket back emblem is leaking, so no bueno. And of course we have it on the steering wheel as well, which looks beautiful. You can't tell me this doesn't look good. It matches the car wonderfully. It should have been like this from the very beginning. I'm not sure why it isn't. So yeah, and I'm curious to see what you guys have to say on this, but the newer SIs don't come with fog lights. These things on both sides are just a piece of plastic to cover up the fog light position. In my opinion, this is ridiculous. This is a Honda sports car, so they should have this included. I'm not sure why they don't. But once again, hopefully for the newer generations and the newer cars they make, hopefully we'll have fog lights included and not just a piece of plastic that covers it up. And yeah, let me know what you guys think about this car. If you guys own a Civic Si and have any problems with it, comment down below. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say. And also, this is ridiculous. So the Canadian models of the Si and the Type R come with heated seats and a wireless phone charger right there in front of the shifter. However, the American ones do not. Canada, I don't know what you guys are doing different. We have the same exact car. If I compare two SIs, one from Canada, one from the US, both made in 2024, that would be the difference. One would have heated seats, oh, and a heated steering wheel and the wireless charger, and then this one would literally have nothing. So once again, higher end Honda, and it doesn't have any of those things for the American model. Very stupid. I'm at a loss of words. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say. It's stupid. But yeah, so those are a few things I like about this car and a few things that I don't like about the car and problems I have with the car. So once again, the problem would be with the little leakage I have. But besides that, there's nothing wrong with the car. It runs great. The MPG is phenomenal. Oh yeah, that's another thing I can talk about. The MPG on this car. I average about 30 to 35. This car has amazing fuel economy. You can't complain about it, especially nowadays with all of these gas prices skyrocketing. You don't want to have a car that burns so much gas, you know what I mean? So having this car is very practical. It's a great daily car and it's incredible. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video of me basically yapping about the Civic Si, things I like about it, things I don't like about it. For having this car for over 2 years now, zero issues besides that little oil leakage thingy I have going on. But besides that, it's awesome. Everyone loves the car. It runs great. The sound quality is phenomenal. The Apple CarPlay screen works perfectly fine. No issues with it whatsoever. And it's a great car. I love it. So if you want to get this car, I 100% recommend getting it. If you have more money, obviously, get the Type R. unless it's 20K over MSRP. Get a BMW or something else. So with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe down below. We're about to hit 2K. We're getting pretty close, so that's very exciting. And once again, appreciate you guys watching the video. It really means a lot. I hope you all have a great day. Stay safe and don't do anything stupid. Peace out.